Thank you, TikTok, for destroying our presentation audience's concentration span. Now we have to face listeners who allegedly have less concentration power than a goldfish. All of these short-form videos are training people to become easily distracted and bored. Yet, we require them to sit there and listen to us for 40 minutes. This is a nightmare. Find out more in today's show. Welcome back to year 6 of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, which we release every Monday. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, master trainer, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. Zaegyo is the translation of Japan Sales Mastery. My latest book is Stop Wasting Money on Training, and the Japanese translation is Training de okane o muru ni suru no wa yamemashou. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center in Akasaka in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? We are here to win in business in Japan. Let's all be at the forefront, at the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. This is episode number 298. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. The head of a pin isn't much real estate, is it? The metaphor for presenting is to have pinpoint accuracy around what you are presenting. Going straight to the slide deck production component dilutes our message concentration and takes us too broad. This should be the last element rather than the first. The temptation, though, is to get into thinking about different visuals, graphs, statistics, etc. we can show to back up our argument. There is the rub. Just what exactly is our argument? What is the one key message we want to get across to the audience? Often we have too many things we want to get across, and so we go too broad in our approach. We want to think about getting that one main message so concentrated we could get it onto the head of that pin. A good way to start is to brainstorm all the elements of that subject area which are most relevant to the audience. There is a dilemma here between what we want to say and knowing what interests our audience. Starting with the audience in mind, though, is a good discipline. This is because designing something for ourselves runs the risk of alienating our listeners and delivering a talk to a totally bored, listless, irritated bunch of faces. This boring people experience is plain painful. Get the ideas out, yes, but take the audience perspective. Get them out visually, and then start to rank them by priority order. This ranking process forces us to make judgments about which elements are considered more important than others. Is this easy? Absolutely not. Does it have to be perfect? Not really, because the audience themselves are not united on agreeing what they think are the most important items. As long as we can isolate out what we believe will be the most interest to that wide spectrum audience, and we address that, then we are in a good place as a presenter. Before we start assembling the argument, though, we need to write down in one sentence what is the key point we want to get across. This type of wordsmithing is important to help us get clarity around where we need to go with our supporting arguments. Getting the key point into one sentence, the head of the pin metaphor, then allows us to scoop up evidence to back up what we are saying. We have a limited amount of time in which to speak, so we need to pare down the possibilities we can cover to only the most rich and powerful arguments. This pairing process is like choosing between your children. I'm often hopeless at it because I tend to fall in love with too much material for the time allotted. It is painful, but I have to toss stuff out, and sometimes that process kills me to do it. Once we have selected the most convincing evidence to back up our case, we need to arrange those points into chapters of the talk. This is the main body of the presentation. We've already created our conclusion when we were refining our key point. We need to elaborate a bit more on the key point and then craft our conclusion 1. Following that, we design conclusion 2, which we use for after the Q&A. We don't want to lose control of the talk at the Q&A point and have someone take the whole conversation off script. Their question may have absolutely nothing to do with what we've been talking about, and there is the danger that this becomes the final focus of the talk. We cannot allow that. We have to control how the presentation will end and what will be the last words ringing in the ears of the audience. Our words, our key message. Find out more. We come back from the break. If you want to become a fully competent and confident presenter, then do the High Impact Presentations course. We are all being judged when we speak, be it in the internal team meeting or in a public environment, be it the big bosses, clients, or an industry audience. Everyone is evaluating us. Don't blow it. Get the best training on the planet. Do the High Impact Presentations course now in either Japanese or English. Speaking in public means our personal and professional brands are on show. Let's make it a total success. Japan Presentations Mastery is the Bible for presenting in Japan. This is the most comprehensive collection of experience and insight on presenting that you will ever need. Don't work it out by trial and error. Buy Japan Presentations Mastery and learn how to be confident, clear, and persuasive. Buy Japan Presentations Mastery now. Welcome back. Now, we are ready to design the opening. We need to achieve 2 things in the opening. Grab the attention of the audience and introduce our conclusion. The grabbing attention part might be a famous quote like, "When you're going through hell, keep going," or "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country," or "The teacher appears when the student is ready." These are recognizable quotes that gives the talk some credibility and smoothly allows us to transition into the key point we want to make. We might start by telling a story on the basis that we are all designed from childhood to identify with storytelling. It gets us in, and we want to hear what is the point of the story. For example, it was early Sunday morning, and the doctor attached the portable X-ray machine to my chest. I was barely conscious, fighting for the air coming through the plastic tubes delivering the oxygen. The results showed the lungs were down from 3/4 filled with fluids to now only 2/3 full. I knew at that moment that I would live. Hearing that story at the start of the talk, you would want to know why I was in hospital in that condition. This is the power of storytelling, to engage an audience and keep them with you to the end. We could use a surprising statistic. Power harassment claims in Japan have increased by 320% over the last 10 years. Our audience will want to know why that is and what does it mean for them. We can move into our main points for this talk now that we have their full attention. The success of our talk comes from having a clear focus on what the audience is interested in, combined with a very clear, be able to write it on the head of a pin statement about what is the takeaway we're going to deliver during our presentation. The rest is mechanics around the conclusion, the main body, the opening. The slide deck is the heavy artillery we bring in to back up what we are saying with visuals to get the message across concisely and quickly. The discipline required to start well will carry us forward for the end of the talk, and we will be successful in delivering our message and maintaining people's attention throughout. Given this audience age of distraction we are now living in today, that is no longer an easy task. Clarity is absolutely needed to be effective as a communicator in this modern world. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and so please subscribe on YouTube. Share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Hit the little bell icon to receive update notifications. Our website details are on screen now, www.dale-carnegie.cojp. It's packed with value, so certainly check it out. We try to offer as much value as possible, so you might also enjoy our other shows. In fact, we are releasing content 6 days a week. For podcast, Mondays for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, Tuesday for the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday for the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show, Wednesdays for the Sales Japan series, Thursdays for the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday for the Business Pro Podcast Show, Fridays for the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays for Japan's top business interviews. Now you get these wherever you get your podcast. Also, every Monday we release the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Every second Thursday we release the Business Pro Television Show, and every Friday the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, every Saturday we are releasing Japan's top business interviews. These are all on YouTube. We appreciate your support, and please let others know about it so they can benefit too. We want to make a contribution to helping people build their careers and businesses, and so please join with us in that endeavor. In episode 299, we are talking about, don't forget about customers, so yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you, and we have only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.